Hello, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Black TikTok and hygiene because I think it's a very interesting topic. And I think growing up, I was lucky enough to have like parents who were very into hygiene. So, hygiene and just like cleanliness in general. But I wanted to share tips and tricks that I do, that I implement, that maybe somebody out there needs to hear because these are oftentimes things that people are not brought up with. This is not a judgmental zone. These are just things that I'm sharing with you so that if you haven't started doing these or you want to start doing these and you're like, I don't know, maybe you'll find these tips helpful. So let's get into it. I just find that history repeats itself, so it's pretty funny to me anyway. But like the Moors were okay, so the Moors came to like Spain and basically the Iberian Peninsula back in medieval Europe. So they basically introduced like bathhouses that were modeled on Roman bathhouses to Europe. They added like aqueducts and like plumbing and basically daily hygiene practices that I would say stayed kind of within confines of moving Europe forward. And then you have like the Renaissance, which is when I think a lot of hygiene issues popped up again with like plagues. I'm gonna get into all of that, but I just found that that was very interesting how they taught Europeans like bathing practices and how in 2025 there was this resurgence of Black TikTokers like teaching hygiene to people who were interested because there was this TikTok of a woman who said she only showered twice a week and people were like, what? So I kind of wanted to kind of dive into what a shower should look like, what a bath should look like in terms what how often you should be washing your sheets, how to just take care of yourself um hygienically. First thing is that I would say this feels normal to me. To others it might seem a little crazy, but I shower twice a day. Those are like my hygiene rituals just because I feel like I want to take a shower before bed because it washes the day off of me and I want to get into my clean sheets with a clean body. You know what I'm saying? And then when I wake up, I want to wash off the night. So I wash twice a day. There are certain steps and rituals that I do. Obviously, exfoliation is important, but it's not something I'm going to be doing on a grand scale. Like an everything shower is probably like twice a week. So the first thing that you should do is have a bar of soap. The bar of soap, you just want to like lather it all over you because there's like, I don't know if you've ever just like used soap and then left the shower, your skin feels dehydrated. It feels very clean. That's the vibe that we're going for. So you want to clean yourself with soap. Now, you should be washing every crevice of your body. If you have reservations about pH levels in certain body parts, you should definitely talk to your doctor. I'm not going to pretend like I know what your doctor is going to say. For that, you're going to want to like have a sponge, like either a washcloth or something. I like to use an African net sponge. I find they exfoliate, they clean, they're something you can throw in the wash like every few weeks if you want or every week. Pretty great buy. And then I use a body wash. You do want to get your feet, you want to get quite literally everything. And so like an everything shower, that's when you would start shaving and or exfoliating. And that's like twice a week. Or if you're shaving every day, that's up to you as well. But then the next step is so hair care is obviously a part of showering. Now, I find for me, you're gonna have to find your hair wash cycle because that's very different for everybody. But I like to wash my hair like every 3 days. So that means when I'm washing my hair, I go in once with the shampoo. I'm getting the scalp. I'm not putting the shampoo on my ends. I'm going back in. I'm rinsing it out. Then I'm going back in with the shampoo. I'm doing that again. It's going to lather the second time. I'm going to do my conditioner, my hair mask, and call it a day. And then, do my hair care out of the shower. But then when I get out of the shower, if my hair is already like I've maybe it's not a wash day, or if it is wash day, put body oil on and my lotion. Another thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you're dry, like down there. And yeah, then you're going to want to apply your deodorant and other things that I do to like keep myself refreshed during the day is well, obviously I love perfume, so I'll put a perfume on when I'm dressed. Some people like to use a powder. It's like a dusting powder. I don't use one of those. I just use like my oil, my lotion, and then my perfume. Then as far as like hygiene throughout the day, like when you're out of the house, it's really important to be cognizant. So I use a natural deodorant. So I have mini natural deodorants like in my purse so that I can freshen up like throughout the day if I need. I love to just have that fail safe with me. I also have a toothbrush, toothpaste, and floss with me just in case, and then like my lip products. So like, something like that, and then maybe a perfume to like freshen up during the day. But for the most part, that's kind of what I do. And other hygiene things and rules that I have. There's inside clothes, there's outside clothes. So if I'm outside like for dinner, if I come home from work, if I'm going grocery shopping, I'm not going to be sitting in the same clothes that I was out in the world with. I come home, I take them off. If I'm going out again, I'll put them aside, like on the chair or something. I'll put on indoor clothes, and I kind of have a rule. So I don't wear things twice. Jeans, I'm a little bit more lenient with, but like in terms of like a blouse, like this, I'm not. It depends on like how long I wear it. If I wear it for a few hours and it's fine, then it's fine. But if it feels like it's been worn, like the just energetic pull of like what a day feels like on my outfits, I have to wash them. In terms of bedding, I wash my sheets once a week. um I usually wash my like what do you call that thing? It's like go on before the sheets. That should be washed like once a month, I think. Same with your comforter. And then a bottom sheet, a top sheet, comforter, blanket, whatever, blanket, comforter. But you should definitely have a top sheet. The reason for that, people don't know this. Like there was a whole like thing where people were like, I don't use a top sheet. It's to kind of just like keep your bedding nice. Sheets are like getting your sweat when you sweat at night or any of that other stuff. So it's important to use a top sheet. But yeah, those are like kind of my tips as far as like out in the wild hygiene. I am a stickler for wipes, hand wipes, um, sanitizer spray, sanitizer, like anything. I hate the feeling of a grimy, like when you can just feel like you need to wash your hands. Like if you touch a shopping cart, for example, or you just touch a doorknob and your hand feels grimy. Like I like to wash my hands like pretty regularly. My hands are very dry because of that. Do I have OCD? I don't think so. I think it's just like this, I don't know. Like carry lotion with me, which I think is also pretty helpful. But yeah, those are like my hygiene tips and tricks. Black TikTok had a few other ones. Witch hazel for your underarms, for applying deodorant, the dusting powder. Um, this one woman said she blow dries down there um after her showers, to each their own. Basically just like making sure that you're dry down there. But another thing that I will say is that as Americans, we do not have what like some European countries do have, which is a bidet. So you really do need to just pay attention to that. And it's just really being cognizant and honestly just knowing how to clean yourself. um but yeah, those are my tips and tricks for hygiene. I hope you found that this video was helpful. And I will see you in the next video.